Hey, what's going on, guys? Yesterday I've encountered an issue of obtaining a list of all the German postal codes in order to use them within this Immobilien Scout 24.de, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, to crawl through all the site and to scrape the real estate properties from respectively. So if you have some sort of a German-based postal code and just clicking the search button, then in return you'll get the link generated dynamically, so containing the postal code and probably the region. I'm not sure what exactly this means, but it doesn't matter really that much. So my goal is to create this like links for all the possible postcodes in Germany in order to crawl the entire Immobilien Scout 24 site here. So it's kind of yet another site I'm crawling to get the real estate properties from. But in this particular tutorial we're not gonna be writing scraping code, because first I actually need to obtain the list of German-based postcodes. Maybe in the next videos I will cover this as well, not sure at the moment, but nevertheless in this particular video we're gonna be scraping this like postcodes followed by the region names. I'm not really sure of kind of these guys where we have I'm not sure, is this the range of postal codes? Basically, I'm not really sure, so let me just quickly check that out. So if I just copy this and going back, so we're gonna be scraping those postal codes from Wikipedia actually, but before doing that I just need to make sure. Okay, so it's supposed to be Dresden, okay, and if I use this one as well, copy, is this gonna be Dresden as well? I'm not sure, just let me try. Okay, so it doesn't actually show anything, so I would be scraping the only the first part here. And let's also consider having a look at this one. So which kind of city is it supposed to give back in return? So okay, this one, so kind of this very last one. Okay, and is here something like the same? Well, so maybe some of those would be skipped, but mostly we have actually the postal code being followed by this region or city name or whatever, it doesn't matter. So as far as we're supposed to be crawling the only page, this one from Wikipedia, I'm not gonna be using Scrapey framework, but instead I'll use request in BeautifulSoup. And I'm not really sure, but this like articles in Wikipedia, like list of all postal codes in Germany. Also there is all postal codes in whatever country in the world basically. So and as far as the structure in Wikipedia seems to be kind of the same. Well, I'm not really sure, but I hope that it would be possible actually to it would be possible, oh my god, so many codes here, it would be possible to actually use this code to scrape postal codes for some different countries, but obviously I'm not sure. So in order to actually find that out, let's try to see, say, list of all postal codes in, say, let's say Canada, I don't know. Okay, so postal codes in Canada, okay. And I'm just wondering, is this the list items as well? Well, okay, maybe this one. I can't see the postal codes. Well, okay, so probably that's a little bit too much, so let's focus on German-based postal codes as far as they are actually available over in here. So let's grab our base URL and start writing some code actually. So first we need to import some packages. I say import requests, which is needed to make an outgoing HTTP requests, and from BS4 import BeautifulSoup to make BeautifulSoup to make to parse the response basically. And okay, so the base URL, and this is the only one basically, so base URL. I'm not going for object-oriented approach here to keep things simple for beginners, and first I did wrap all my requests in BeautifulSoup code into the classes, and there are lots of tutorials with that like structure, but you know, like I think the beauty of requests in BeautifulSoup is that they are lightweight, minimalist, simple libraries in general, and probably keeping code as simple as possible is the better way, especially bearing in mind that we're crawling the only page here, so I can't see any reason for defining the classes and methods within. So let's consider this beginner friendly tutorial and follow up respectively. So now we need to make HTTP get request to the base URL, and we're creating the response object that would be equal requests.get, and here we're actually using our base URL. That's kind of it. And now we need to parse the content, parse response basically, and we're creating the content variable that would be equal BeautifulSoup and response.text as the first parameter, followed by the LXML parser, which I'm used to use as a parser library LXML. It needs to be installed additionally when I'm dealing with BeautifulSoup library itself. So let me just quickly open terminal in the current working directory. So if you don't have this libraries installed, but you have pip package manager for Python, you just simply need to install the stuff by saying pip install if you're on Windows, but if you're on Linux you would probably need to say sudo pip install and then requests. Well, actually I need to specify pip3 because I have several pips installed in my system, and I already have this installed obviously, so no need to do this again. It would just give me that requirement already satisfied. And absolutely the same, we need to install the BS4, which stands for BeautifulSoup 4, and also the same for LXML library. So after installing all the dependencies, the code presented in this tutorial should work perfectly well. Okay, and let me just try to think. Well, in order to avoid torturing, the site, I would during the debugging the selectors, I would like to store the response to the local file and then load it. And so let me just quickly show you this. So here I say store response to the local HTML, and here I say with open and res.html we want to write the file stream as file, and simply say f.write response.text. And if we just run this one more time by saying Python 3 postcodes.py. Okay, some typo here. Requests save. No such. Okay, I'm sorry. What have I done? Not writing, but reading, of course. Not reading, writing, of course. Okay, so now we have this HTML response, which we will be working with in order to parse our postcode. So I just comment this out because it's unnecessary anymore. And now we say open local HTML response to debug selectors. Okay, so I say with open and res.html, and now we actually need to read the file stream as file, and also here we need to specify local content. So HTML would be equal to nothing at the moment, just empty Python string, and here we say for line in f.read we need to populate our HTML with a line like this. Okay, so oops, sorry. So now let's try to print our HTML, and I hope to see the HTML response being uploaded from the file basically. So I don't need this for a while. I will just get rid of this logic later on. Well, at least I could have actually leave this being commanded, so all the code is stored for you guys for your convenience. But for now, yeah, I'm not making any requests, but just actually scraping the data from the wiki article basically. Okay, so as far as now this HTML works perfectly well, we can actually parse, we can pass this HTML over here, HTML like this, and just to make sure that the content has been parsed, let's print the content variable, so just to check that out. Okay, BeautifulSoup is not BeautifulSoup. Yeah, it's time to learn how to type BeautifulSoup correctly. Already it's time. Okay, perfect. So from now on we can actually define our data extraction logic, I guess, because yeah, we did parse the response, so data extraction logic here. Okay, and just let me have a look at this article. So we don't need this, so we're starting from here basically. So let's just inspect the element, and this should be the list item, I guess. List item, yeah, exactly. I'm not sure. So user list, is this the only user list available? So let's have a look at the source code. So yeah, it doesn't seem to have any classes here, just the bare list items. Like, okay, so it has some text inside followed by the h reference. Well, okay, okay, so I just want to have a look at how many user lists available. Oh my god, so many user lists. Well, this is not good, so we definitely need to find some parent element for, yeah, my god, so many user lists. Yeah, so we need to find some kind of parent element for this user list. I have no idea where to take them from. Table div. Okay, let me just try to think. Yes, if I just select the user list, it would probably give me too many of those. Or if only this is the very first one. So okay, well, probably okay, but why? Oh, so okay, so this each section seems to use its own user list. Okay guys, just hold on a sec, I need to find out the data extraction logic in order to write it actually. Okay, as far as it's the only page and it's quite pretty unique, I guess we can simply make use of indexes to limit the user list we're looking at. So let's try at least, let's try do something. So not sure how exactly to go for this. So okay, let's try postcodes equals to content dot find all, and we're looking for the user list, and dot find all. Okay, we can't do that basically. Okay, so let's just I'm not sure what's the best way of doing this. Okay, find all. So I just didn't prepare for this tutorial. I'm just doing my ongoing job for my clients, so yeah, it's okay. Okay, so let's try it slightly different. For user list in content.find all, and all the user lists print user list. So just want to see where the ends, and well, we could have basically trying to get text. Can we print the text like this? Would it extract the text from the child elements? Okay. So here they are. Perfect. So here our list basically. So well, maybe I could have tried to even use some regular expressions here. If I only was sure. Yeah, so well, I guess regular expressions might have made some sense here. But okay, no. Let's try to avoid them if possible. So we're getting the correct data, but we're getting much more apart from it. So I'm just wondering where we start actually. So okay. Okay. So I would actually try to use some index in here to. Okay. So where we start from? East, west, not sure. Okay, so from here. So all this stuff we don't actually need. Yeah, it's kind of pretty lots of indexes, but still. Okay, so let's try in user list. So let's try to make use of some indexing. Well, let's start from the index number 200s and end up and 200s. So just to limit the data set here. Okay, now it seems like the data set has been slightly limited. And okay, hold on. Okay, just maybe it's not the way of doing things, but you know, like I'm doing this for the very first time. I have no idea how exactly this is about to be done. I just need a list of postcodes, and that's kinda it. So so it's so much there. It's so much. So many. Oops. So is this? Okay, let's just try to limit them because it's kind of too much, really. So okay, so we're starting with this one, Birdsdorf. So it's starting number. Okay, where's the bird stuff? So I'm just trying to obtain the correct index for the element. Burn. Okay, so what is this? Bird stuff. Copy. Paste. And okay, so earlier on here. Okay, much earlier. Okay, let's try to start from, say, 50 and let's go up to 60. Okay, it's better already. Kiel. Copy. Okay, maybe just let's start with like this. Just trying to limit this stuff, to be honest. Okay. Well, this is a little bit strange. Okay, so Bautzen. So where is the Bautzen? Should be somewhere close, I guess. Okay. My God, it's something wrong here. So, well, I guess I'm starting from the 20s. Okay, hold on a sec. I know, just oh, so it's the user list, so they contain kind of much more of nested items. Okay, so yeah. So here we did start with west. Nope. So let's start from. So yeah, just trying to get the verb for index of the verb first list. Okay, let's try. Okay, and let's try 10. Okay, 15. Okay. Okay. So it's close, I guess. Okay. Okay. Did I just hit this? So Dresden, Readable, and let me just quickly check this out as well. And yeah, great. So eventually, using the trial and error method, I did obtain the index of the very first user list containing our postcodes, and now we need to make use of the very last one. So, well, in order to make it slightly more predictable, I would like to, well, let's start from, so just trying to find them visually first. So let's actually okay. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Hold on. 20, right? And so we need now we need to find now we need to find the very last one here we're interested in, and yeah, up to this one, I guess. But okay, this was I guess this was a bad idea. So let's try, I don't know, 200s, and yeah, let's try to run this, see if we have some reasonable. Okay, so is this still copy and paste? Where are we? Okay, so I guess we can go further on. Okay, so this is a little bit too much already. Okay, so let's try. Okay, this is too much as well. So let's have a look. Too much still. Okay, so I'm already, it seems like I'm close. So and these are probably the indexes. Perfect, just perfect. So now we have all the list, all the postcodes. Perfect. So these are the indexes I have obtained using the trial and error method. But you know, like, as far as I need to do this only once, and I'm not about like scraping all the possible postcodes from Wikipedia or something like that. That's, I guess that's literally just fine and enough. Probably I could have used some regular expressions, but you know, like, I don't like them, so I just try to avoid that if possible, of course. And now actually, so user list, so now we need to find now within every user list we need to find the list item that would contain that would actually contain our postcode and oh my god, and area, region, or whatever. So I would probably create the postcodes variable here of the type of Python dictionary. So here I say extract postcodes, and also I need to import JSON module to further print our postcodes. So here I can simply say print and postcodes. JSON dumps and postcodes, and indentation equals to 2 spaces. Okay, and here actually we'll have kind of two keys. So the first key would be postcode, and we'll create a selector just right in the moment, and the second one would be, let's call this region, and the same. So here we need to recursively find all, I guess, within the user list, and we're looking for the list item. And if we just say text, I guess this might work actually, but well, let's try. So we need to say let's say let's say item dot text for item in this stuff, and also, well, now it would be actually the list, but we need to convert this to string. And yeah, what is this? Oh, this is interesting actually. So okay, so it also yeah, it has many list items within the user list, but how am I supposed to okay. So yeah, I need to change the structure a little bit. So okay, so we're looking per area apparently. Okay, just hold on a sec. Okay guys, I'm sorry, I did this stuff slightly wrong, so we'll go slightly different way. So we'll simply say for list item in this user list final list items like this. We will be looking actually for the postcodes. So this is needed in order to obtain the list of all the postcodes regardless of area, because I really need that process, that I need the list to being processed in my web scraper that I'm supposed to be writing for immobile and scout.24 later on. So let's try list item dot text like this, right, and save. Okay, now it's much better. And also we can actually split this by empty space. Well, if it's empty space, we can leave the argument empty and take the very first argument, and here list item dot text split and take the very last element here for the region. And let's see what we got here. Okay, now it seems to be just pretty nice. So from now on we can actually do the following stuff. So we can store all of these postcodes. Okay, but hold on a sec. Why am I printing the postcodes? So if I just yeah, so I just want to store these postcodes to the list variable, and to later on convert them, to later on store them as a JSON file here. So here let's create the postcodes list variable. So postcodes would be equal to a list, and here we simply say postcodes dot append and all this kind of stuff. So eventually we can say like store postcodes, not store but write apparently. So write postcodes to JSON file like this. So so I just want to print okay, so let's say postcodes equals JSON dumps postcodes indent equals to 2 spaces. So by this line actually converting postcodes to string format. Convert postcodes to string, and let me just try to print postcodes just to make sure it is a string now. What? Okay, append. Okay, brilliant. Okay, and now we can actually store our data to the file. So saying with open postcodes.json, and want to write the file stream as file, and I simply say f.write postcodes, and that's it, literally. Yeah, so save and try to run again. Okay, so here is our postcodes JSON. Well, it seems just perfect. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, so the problem is I'm getting this unnecessary stuff here. So just try to think how to get rid of this. Okay, but as far as this separator, it's probably the dash in some Unicode format like this guy, I guess. So as far as it's always the same, I'm just wondering, can we actually trying to replace this by, or we can split this by that Unicode. I'm not sure. Let me just try. Okay, so fix double codes. Let's call it like this: double postcodes, and we say okay. So probably here we actually, yeah, let's create the item. Item equals to this stuff, and finally append item to postcodes list, and here we say postcodes dot append item, and here we need to fix our item. So we say if item no, not like this, if this user Unicode to 2013 in item postcode. Well, first let's try to print found Unicode just to make sure that we actually finding them. Okay, so find Unicode. So let's try now to say like item postcode dot split by this stuff, copy and paste, and let's consider the very first element, so like this. And now we have a look at our JSON file again. Okay, so you wanna say it doesn't work like this. Okay, because I didn't store it. I didn't store it actually. So copy paste equals. Yeah, now this should work. Okay. Okay, so we got rid of those nasty additions we don't really need. And okay, so also we have some trouble here with the region equals to this dash for some reason. So let's see what's there in the source page to get an idea of how that is possible actually. Oh, so somewhere it's not available, so let's try to check if this one is available over here actually. Oh. This is a bit strange, to be honest, because yeah. But what if I... Okay, just... Will it actually... I'm just trying to get rid of this. Probably give me an error, right? Does it mean that he can't find properties? Okay. So no kind of result, no mention offer is found. Okay, no mention offer is found. Well, okay, so probably as far as they won't be processed really, so I just can get rid of them. So we can do all of this stuff only if this selector is not equal to Unicode 2013, right? So let's try again and have a look at postcodes. Yeah, now it seems much better, right? So how many elements do we have here? Let's I just want to count. Let's print results. So print and postcodes, print written and written, and then postcodes, the land of, let's say, JSON loads postcodes. So to convert them back to the list by this JSON loads to calculate the length of elements there. Let's have a look if it works. 300,287 postcodes. I don't know if it's the real number, but well, it's quite pretty a lot basically. So yeah, I guess this is just kind of fine. Post to postcodes.json. Okay, so probably the very last thing to consider is just to rename this so it would be like German postcodes instead. So German postcodes, delete this one, and I just probably rename this one to German postcodes as well. So German postcodes. What? Oh, I didn't rename this actually, so okay. And again. Okay, so the very last thing to consider here would be actually to, well, so I don't need this stuff anymore. Oops. You know, like probably, well, I don't know, like if I should keep this stuff or No, guys, no, I would just probably get rid of this because it's really for the debugging purposes. So if you don't watch the video, you don't care about this, right? But if you do watch the video, you've already seen that and kind of understand what's going on there. So let me just keep it like this. So response.text. So now we're supposed to be actually scraping data from Wikipedia, I guess, and yeah. I guess now this should work actually. Okay, and close. Yeah, so now we have our postcodes here. So this is it, I guess. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to store this tutorial to request BeautifulSoup or I mean to request BeautifulSoup requests BeautifulSoup GitHub repository, or maybe create another one, yet another repository for this. Well, I don't know yet. Well, okay guys, so I hope you learned something interesting out of this tutorial. Well, at least we did obtain the valid list, the list of valid German postcodes, which is pretty nice. And from now on, I'm supposed to be using this kind of postcodes in order to actually crawl Immobilien Scout 44 site to scrape real estate properties from Germany. Probably this would happen in the next video, but well, we'll see. So until the next time, and take care.